Hello to all my beautiful Scorpios out there, and happy birthday, and welcome to your November 2024 tarot card reading. Now, before we get started, I wanted to just let you know that that I'm running a little special on 2025 year ahead overview sessions. So if you want to book that, get an idea of the transits, and we'll pull out tarot cards to see kind of what the year ahead is going to look like for you. All the information on that will be in the description box and the comment thread down below. So if you want to check that out, you are more than welcome to do that. I would love to meet you and kind of see what's ahead for you. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So Scorpio, what is it that you need to know for November 2024? What is it that you need to know for November 2024? Okay. We have energy. All right, I love this card. I do think Scorpio season in general is going to be a high energy time, although I think that energy is going to be dedicated to things. So there's a lot of work, a lot of progress that's going to be able to get done. And especially as the sun comes into a trine with Saturn, who will be stationing direct throughout the course of the month. We have Mars pre-shadow, which is really important, coming into Leo, right? That's really important for you as a Mars-ruled sign. It's happening in your 10th house. So, I just feel, generally speaking, like it will be a high energy time. Now, if you physically are not feeling that high energy, it doesn't mean there won't be high energy all around you. This is going to be an excellent time to make sure that you're taking care of your physical body, your physical vessel, as best as you can. Of course, now I can't get that straight and it's going to drive me crazy. Okay. But to take care of your physical vessel as best you can, eating right, exercises, and all the other things that you need to be doing to really make sure that you can capitalize on this high energy, because energy is like the most important currency that we have access to, right? And everything becomes possible when we have energy. So whatever you can do to elevate yourself in that way, this is the time to do it. And we have prosperity lies ahead. Yeah, because I think generally speaking, Scorpio, you're making some really good decisions. I don't see you putting things off. This is not a time for avoidance or denial or anything like that. With this high energy, we want to actually be very active, and we want to, persevere and push and pressure ourselves to kind of get ourselves where we know we need to be, or where we know we could be, especially if you're not very content with certain areas of your life. And it does indicate here that there's going to be some significant success for you based on the actions that you take throughout the course of the month. So prosperity is one of our favorite words because that indicates so many different degrees of security and satisfaction and joy. And it's a leverageable place, right? Because when you're in that place of prosperity and abundance, there's even more that you can do. So I think we're really opening up a lot for us here, Scorpio, or there is a lot opening up for us here, Scorpio. Excuse me. 9 of coins and 9 of swords and justice. Okay. And that one fell out, so we'll keep that for the next row. All right. Well, first of all, the 9 of coins really has a lot to do with our self-respect. Okay, so this is an important message that we have to be in that state where we say, what's ultimately best for me, what's best for my finances, what's best for my health and my career, what's best for my family, my relationship, all of it. Because if we're doing things that are not best for us, then we're just kind of putting ourselves in a position where we're not going to get the result that we want. And that's ultimately what we need to be doing. So the 9 of coins says, have the self-respect. Have the self-respect to walk away from things, have the self-respect to create the things and to express yourself and to write things down and to make the calls and whatever it is you need to do, because this is the best way that you can treat yourself. Right? Keep cleaning your house, cleaning your apartment, making sure your house is right, because you deserve that. You deserve the organization and the preparation. You deserve the security of that. If there's financial stuff going on, this is a time to really tackle it, because that is the ultimate sign of self-respect, right? Whatever issue it is, whatever problem, and I know that there's anxiety here with the 9 of swords. Clearly, there's something that you're worried about. There's stress, there's strain, there's a lot of unknowns, maybe a lot of question marks. And maybe that's really like, how is this all going to work out with the Justice card here? That there's a fear in you that things are not going to work out well. But the Justice card is coming out and saying, don't worry, Scorpio, it's going to all work out okay. And again, that energy, as long as it's being dedicated into self-respecting acts, ACTS, for some reason I can't say that word. As long as they're, toward your highest interest, this Justice card is going to make sure that everything around you reorganizes itself in a way that is favorable, right? Because you are treating yourself favorably, therefore things outside of you have to be favorable. Okay? So this does not, the Nine of Swords is probably you feeling a lack of control. That's probably all it is. I do think there is a requirement for high degrees of faith right now. I think that's a very important aspect of what's going on. We have to have faith in the divine power, in God. We have to have faith in ourselves, and we have to have faith in this process. Because I'm kind of getting a sense that things might get a little messy, and I'm not even seeing that in the cards. It's just an intuitive thing. I feel like things might be getting a little messy. The logistics of things. Like it's kind of like when you clean out your closet, you have to pull everything out, and then your whole room is a disaster, right? Because everything's not in the closet anymore, right? So it kind of feels like that chaotic moment where you're like, you're doing what you need to be doing, you're cleaning everything up, but right now it's just a big old mess and you can't really quite see your way out of it. But the Justice card indicates that it's not going to be a mess that much longer. It's not going to be in a state of disarray, all right? Because again, everything you're doing is for your best interest. So as long as you keep going, as long as you continually persevere, and I think that's one of the number one things you're going to need to do, Scorpio, is persevere through this and understand that this chaos is merely a symptom of what happens when you make these big changes, right? So perseverance, continuation, having faith in all of it, but I know that you're going to have those moments where you're like, what am I doing? Where is this going? How is this possibly going to work? I have no idea, how I'm going to pay for it. I have no idea where this is coming from. Where am I going to get the resources? Where is this person going to come from? You have no idea. But the Justice card says, be calm, be cool, be collected. It is all going to work itself out. Unfortunately, I do see even the 10 of coins. See, unfortunately, I do think you just have to believe. That's really all you can do. You just have to believe. There's really no other option. It's like when you are cooking something, or when you're doing a new do-it-yourself project or a DIY project, and everyone always says, oh, you just got to trust the process. It looks a little bit weird right now, but just trust the process. It's going to be okay. 5 of Cups. I'm really happy we're getting the 5 of Cups right now, because that genuinely feels like exactly what we have to be doing, which is letting go. Okay. And one of the reasons why I think that 9 of Swords is coming out is because you are also, not only are you, embracing your future, but you're also saying goodbye to a lot as well. And this is a huge message that's happening with Pluto finishing out his transit in Capricorn, because he moves into Aquarius for the final time on the 19th of November. So it's a monumental moment. It's a really big month. We also have Saturn stationing direct. Okay. And Mars is going to be slowing way down. And this whole Mars thing is all happening in an opposition with Pluto. So it's just, we have to let it go. We have to release. We have to accept that the past 15 years is done and over with, and all the people and all the problems and all the issues, it doesn't have to be that way anymore. Now we can choose to keep those patterns alive. We can choose to, do the same thing over and over. That's a choice at this point, but it's going to be a conscious choice. If we choose that, we know what we're doing. So we don't want to torture ourselves. Again, remember, it's all about self-respect and those self-respecting acts. But the Five of Cups, it really is time to kind of just, what's the phrase that always like, don't cry over spilt milk, right? And there might be open ends from the past chapters that you're like, well, I never finished that, or I never really got that, or I never really accomplished that goal, or I never really, actualized that dream. But if your dreams are changing, then why are you holding on to old dreams? So we're inherently, fundamentally, molecularly evolving right now with this Pluto transit. And so we have to really reprioritize and make sure that our priority list is appropriate for where we're going. Okay? And a part of that Nine of Swords too might be you running down the list of all the things you never got. Well, you never did this, you never had that, you never were successful with X, Y, and Z, and oh, this never took off, and da 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 da. And you're like, oh, but what about all that? Like, we have to let go of all those unrealized dreams and start just letting ourselves have bigger and better dreams. And right now you might be saying, well, why would I dream of something bigger if I wasn't even able to actualize the lower level dreams that I had, right? Because here you are, you're like, well, I never even got that. I never got that far. So now you're telling me to go even further. I'm going to say yes. Because it's kind of one of those things where, like, if you shoot for the stars, you may hit the moon, right? And maybe the moon was what you always asked for in the first place, So we got to kind of shoot for the stars at this point. That's the 10 of coins. I do feel like this Mars retrograde, and one of the things that I talk about when I talk about manifestation is the importance of embodiment. I think that's one of the absolute most important components of it, embodiment. So for example, if you want to be wealthy, you're going to have to really start behaving the way wealthy people do. And I don't mean spending your money, right? What I mean is investing properly, understanding money, becoming literate with like your financial literacy. If you want to have a healthy relationship, you're going to have to start really communicating more. You're going to have to start, behaving in a way that's capable of having a healthy relationship, all that. So the 10 of coins is like the new bar. It's the new standard that's much, much higher than your old standards ever were. And you're holding yourself up to a much higher standard too. And maybe also that's where the Nine of Swords is coming online. It's like, how are we ever going to do that? And I know you don't know, and I'm not even going to give you an answer this month because it's not about you having the answers. It's about your faith. The faith that the lessons of the past 15 years were actually preparing you for the success and abundance and prosperity which lies ahead, right? For the prosperity that you are about to actualize with this new era coming online, the Pluto and Aquarius era, okay? You have to go big. It's not about this or that. It's about both. It's not, I can only have this or I can only have that, or, it's not about a crossroads. It's about saying, I want all of it. And it's maybe a little greedy, maybe, but I think you've earned the right to be greedy. You clearly have the energy to be greedy. Okay. So it's okay for you to be greedy and say, I'm not just going to do this or that. I'm going to do both. I'm going to do all of it. And you're going to find a way. And I think with the Six of Cups, now the Six of Cups is a really sweet card. And I feel like the universe is being quite gentle with you right now. And you're not being gentle with yourself, I don't think. But I think the universe is being very gentle with you. And I think the universe is also going to be, because there's a lot of gift giving with this card I often see. And I feel like there is some type of a gift coming your way, a gift coming online for you. And to be honest, another thing with that Nine of Swords is the doubt that it could be that easy. Because I'm looking at that Six of Cups and I'm saying it's such an easy, gentle, sweet, soft card. And you naturally have kind of this more distrustful demeanor sometimes, a little bit more skeptical, a little bit more like hunting for like where's the catch? Where are we? There's like a little bit of a snag, but The universe is like, no, 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 no. There is no catch. There is no other shoe that's about to drop. There's no reason for you to be distrustful. Like this pathway, this you asking for all of it, like how can I have all of it? That's what the universe wants you to be doing. And when things are going well for you, which hopefully they are, hopefully there's at least one really good thing happening in your life right now. When that does happen, you don't want to sabotage it by saying, well, it's too good to be true, or it's too good to actually be real, because you might do that when the Six of Cups shows up, because you're like, how could this just fall into my lap like this? Or how could this just be so easy? How could this, right? You're not going to be able to compute in your mind. It's just not like those numbers are not going to click for you. And you really may struggle with like allowing it to be as easy as all that. But the Justice card is really neutral. It can be very extreme as we make those adjustments, but it doesn't have to. Like sometimes the Justice is just, this is what you deserve. And when you've been doing all the work and you've been growing and you've been doing all the healing, is it any wonder that it would be easy? Because why would it be hard? You know? Okay. So the only card I'm worried about is the Seven of Swords here. But even then, this feels like it kind of aligns with the Mars retrograde a little bit. It doesn't feel like your energy. It may feel like someone else's, okay? Now, I want to start here first, though, with the Ace of Wands, because as you are asking for all of it with the Ten of Coins, and you're saying, okay, universe, I don't want to have to choose between this and that. I actually really want everything. I'm not going to limit myself. I'm not going to be in that scarce mindset at all. And so the universe says, okay, Scorpio, I hear you. And in a very gentle way, it's going to instill some kind of a new desire in your heart. Now, this desire mixed with energy is an extremely powerful combination, because the desire without the energy to fulfill the desire is worthless. Okay, so this is why you have to take care of your physical vessel. And that's probably one of the greatest signs of self-respect that you could ever do, right? So make sure you are eating and drinking and exercising well, and you're doing what you know your body needs. Okay, all our bodies have different needs. So you have to kind of take the lead on that one, okay? But to get your energy as high as you possibly can. And if that's all you need to focus on right now, if you're not healthy and all you can focus on is just getting more energy, then that's still a success for you, because that's going to snowball in the months to come. We have prosperity lies ahead, so we can expect that the actions that we take are going to be profitable for us in the long run. And maybe not financially, but in other ways, okay? Metaphorically profitable. But if you do have the energy, if your physical vessel is doing well, and you can move your body and you can do a lot, then you can execute a lot with this Ace of Wands. This desire that comes in can sometimes come in, well, I'm using the word gentle now. I'm like, oh, it kind of comes in like a hammer, but it does kind of like, it's like suddenly there. Suddenly you want this. Suddenly you can't let it go. Usually with that Ace of Wands, you kind of sink your teeth into it and you're like, oh, wow, this is absolutely 100% what I want. And again, it's not greedy. Wanting something isn't greedy. Okay, desire is how the soul expands itself. So with Jupiter retrograde right now in your 8th house, it also makes sense that a lot of the things that you want are different now, which is why you may be leaving a lot of open-ended things. It's open-ended. You don't have to finish that stuff from the last Pluto and Capricorn era because it's not relevant anymore. You don't need that thing anymore. So you're right where you need to be. So all these new desires are coming online and saying, okay, well, I don't want to focus on that old stuff anymore. That old stuff was indicative of who I used to be, and that's not who I am anymore. So yeah, the desires are different, and yeah, I'm going to go in a new direction. And with the Empress card coming out, it says, Scorpio, there is nothing that you cannot bring to form, because that is what the coins, the 9 and 10 of coins, which are the best coin cards to get. And then we have the Empress, which is all about actualization. Okay, it's about taking an idea, taking nothing, and creating something. So you have all the power that you need, literally. You have all of the skills, you have all the talent, you have all the life experience, you have all the know-how. This is not a learning moment. Okay, one of the things that I think we underestimate about Capricorn, the archetype, is how learning oriented it actually is. It's learning, okay? And Aquarius, I think, is more enjoying. We enjoy the lessons from the learning that we learned in Capricorn. All right, so we're moving more into that place of enjoyment. Now, again, I'm not going to say that Pluto in Aquarius is going to be this perfect era or anything like that. It's totally different. The vibe is totally different. And I think the hardships are going to be totally different because the Capricorn can get very dark. Very, very dark. But with Aquarius, we tend to be a lot more detached. So we can go through things without the gut-wrenching stuff that goes along with it, right? It's just like, okay, well, we learn, we grow, we evolve, we go on, and that's it. So I do feel like things are going to be more manageable as time progresses. Now, this 7 of Swords feels extremely out of place, which tells me I don't know that this necessarily belongs to you. You may be dealing with some people or a person or something that is not in line with what you have going on here at all. If you're worried about someone else getting their karma, don't worry, justice will take care of it. If they've betrayed you, if they've lied to you, if they've stolen from you, whatever it is, don't worry, karma will take care of it. You don't have to involve yourself in that energy at all. Now, sometimes I do see a self-abandonment energy here or a self-betrayal. Usually it comes from another person, but sometimes it is what we do to ourselves. And there's a lot at stake here, Scorpio, so I would not play that game with yourself. If you start getting those thoughts where you're like, okay, everything is going well, but I'm going to pull out just because it's getting a little bit too good, or it's a little too much of something. We're trying to be brave here, right? Remember, this is we're trying to be self-respecting people here. So by pulling out when something goes good, when you got a good offer on the table and you're going to run away from it, that is not a sign of self-respect. So you really want to make sure that you're not doing that. I mean, it's easier said than done, I know, but it would be really, really sad to see this moment go to waste. It'd be really, really sad to see this moment go to waste. So if you do have someone else that you have to deal with or contend with, I don't really see you getting all that involved. It's weird because this card really does feel intuitively for me so disconnected from everything else that's going on. So it might be that you genuinely have to step away, uninvolve yourself, completely hands off. Now, if someone actually steals something from you, then yeah, maybe you do need to kind of get the courts or the law involved in some way, shape, or form. But I see success is more on your side than it is theirs, just given the coins and stuff over here and the Empress and all that. This 9 of Swords also, like I say, feels extremely unnecessary, although it's probably natural. It's a natural thing, but it's not a necessary thing. So when you do find yourself in that 9 of Swords, and if that 9 of Swords is caused by someone hurting you or doing something negative towards you, just remember that by being in that 9 of Swords, that you're actually giving them power, and we're not trying to give any 7 of Swords people's power, right? We're trying to take that power back, trying to give it to ourselves, give it to our dreams, give it to our goals, because this is energy that is wasted, and you don't want to waste your energy because it is an extremely valuable resource. So you want to make sure you are allocating your energy properly, this is not the proper allocation for it. Okay. Now we're going to pull out the clarifiers. Okay, so for those of you who are new to my channel, we're going to pull out a whole bunch of cards. We're going to open all these cards up, get a lot more detail with each and every one of them. We're going to talk for another 25 to 30 minutes about all of them. So it's like a whole second reading. We're going to get a lot more detail with everything. So if you want to join, the link is in the description box and the comment thread down below for the comprehensive reading. So feel free to check that out if you want. So let's go ahead and get started with clarifying the Nine of Coins. What is it that Scorpio needs to know for the Nine of Coins? Another Empress, beautiful, love to see that. Queen of Swords and Eight of Wands, love it. Now for the Nine of Swords, what do you need to know? Two of Coins, the Devil, not surprised by the Devil, and the World. Two Saturn cards, both the Devil and the World are ruled by Saturn. So that's kind of interesting. So we have the Three of Coins here for the Justice card, another Five of Cups, and a Five of Coins. Wishes coming true, Ten of Swords, and the Scorpio card, the King of Cups. Queen of Coins, Six of Swords, another Nine of Swords, Ten of Cups, Four of Wands, Four of Coins, Hanged Man, Three of Cups, High Priestess. Just feel like that one. Wheel of Fortune, beautiful. Wheel of Fortune on the Empress, that's a good combo. Ten of Wands and Five of Swords. Eight of Swords, another Six of Cups, and Judgment. Okay, so we got a lot of swords here, so there is still a lot to talk about. So if you want to join, you are more than welcome. Again, the link is in the description box and the comment thread down below for the comprehensive reading. So if you want to join, I'll see you there. If not, have an amazing November. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.